Hey everybody, it's Dawn here. I just wanted to come by and share with you my Senegence story. I've had a lot of people ask me lately about my story, and I've shared it live on a lot of group pages, and I just thought this would be the easiest way for me to share it to the masses, I guess, and maybe not have to repeat myself a lot, and which I don't mind doing, but I just thought, man, this would be easier than me doing it live all the time. So I feel like my story is really important as a Senegence distributor because it took me a really long time to become successful. And with so many new distributors joining our company, we're breaking records and our growth is tremendous, and so many new girls are joining every day, like hundreds and hundreds. And I know that with that, and with all the new girls that are rising to the top very quickly, there's also many girls who may feel frustrated that their journey is not as quick. And my story is one of those stories, and I feel like if I share it with you, maybe it will encourage you to stick it out. Maybe it will inspire someone to not give up and keep going even when things get hard. So that's why I'm sharing, just to maybe help somebody else in their journey. Direct selling is very difficult anyway, just because you're your own boss and there's nobody to tell you to get out of bed and go to work. And it really takes a lot of self-discipline, and it takes a lot of perseverance and tenacity, and anyway, so I wanted to tell you when I started and kind of my journey along the way to where I am today. I found Senegence in 2001 at a trade show. I was in Las Vegas at the PBR, and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law would go out there every year and set up a booth, and my husband and I went out there to help. And at this point in my life, I am married, I have a toddler, and I'm pregnant with my second child. And I lived in a little town in eastern Oklahoma called Wilburton, Oklahoma. And I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma, so if that says anything to you, I was raised in a big city, and my husband was not. And we met, and he moved me there. So for this point in my life, I'm doing the mommy thing. I have no desire to start a business at this point. I believe now, looking back, that God knew exactly what he was doing when he placed this in my life, even as far as all the little details, even with my upline, who is a very dear friend of mine. So at this point, we're in Las Vegas, and my mother-in-law tells me that there's this booth that has lip scents and we need to go try it. It's this lip color that doesn't come off. So I, to appease her, go do that, and I try the product on, and we both go and eat Mexican food after, and we still have lip color on. And we were pretty amazed by it. And little did I know, the next day she was going to go sign me up to be a distributor. I don't even remember filling out the application, but either she filled it out and used all my info, or I filled it out and I just don't remember. But anyway, she signed me up to be a distributor. She thought I would be great at this. I'd never sold anything in my life. I am actually a very shy, introverted person. I'm not naturally outgoing. People that know me now who didn't know me then would probably argue with that, because over the years I've had to learn to adapt to my environment, and I have to talk a lot to a lot of women all the time. So I've learned to come out of that and not be so shy, but then I was shy. And selling something was not something that I was excited about doing. So really all I did for the next few years was just buy the product. And I would buy the product, and I would not order enough, whatever the qualified amount was, to stay active, and I would go inactive. And this happened twice during this about a 4-year period, where I would order, go inactive, and then I'd sign back up because I loved the product so much and I wanted the discount. no one where I lived, not even my family, not even in Edmond, Oklahoma City, bigger area, nobody knew what lip sense was. They had no idea, but I loved it, and my mother-in-law and I continued to wear it. In 2005, my husband took a job in Ada, Oklahoma, and he moved our family there. By this time, I've had a third child, so I have two boys under the age of 5, and I now have an infant daughter. And we moved to Ada, and new timing, new season, new change in my life, and I'm still not really looking for anything, but I'm kind of open to the possibilities of either I'm going to go to get a part-time job, which I didn't want to do, or, something. I wanted something for myself. In the meantime, I have a friend, my very first friend that I met when I moved to Ada, and she asks me about my lip color, and I, surprisingly, I'm like, you don't know what lip sense is? And she's like, no, I've never heard of it. And so she notices that it doesn't come off, and she's spent time with me, so she realizes that my lipstick's always on. So I share it with her, and she asks me if I want to do a party. I'm like, I'm not even active anymore. I would need to sign back up. I don't know how to do a party. I have no training. All I know is I love lip sense. So long story short, I decide that I will do this party. I do have these colors that I can use as testers at her party, but if people order, I'm going to have to sign back up, and I'm going to have to place this order. So we do the party. I think like 10 or 12 women show up. I don't even know. I don't know if I even did it right. I'm sure I didn't. I'm sure there were all kinds of party fouls going on. I had no idea. I don't even know if I had catalogs or applicators to dip into the color. I don't even know what I did. But they all wanted to buy, and they did. So this became my first party. I went home and told my husband I think that I could do this as a business and make a little bit of money. So I immediately know that I've got to sign back up. Well, so this is when I tell people, when I say I've been doing the business for 11 years, I start now in 2005, because the couple times before that, I really was just using it as a, personal use. So I say in 2005 is when I started for real my business. I immediately purchased a website. I immediately, I knew I needed to invest in some stock, so I did that. I placed that order, and there I went. Knowing nothing, no training, nobody around me to help me. My upline's in California. Sweet as pie, but she can't drive over and help me do a party. So I have to figure this out on my own. I have to figure out how to do demos. I have to, learn the product. So I began to be a product of the product, and I started using it all. Within the few years that I had gone inactive, they had launched a skincare line. So I invested in the product and started using it myself. I started sharing it with my friends and family and the people that were in my circle of influence. And it was very difficult. People told me no all the time. I had parties where people didn't show up. I had enough successes that it kept me going, enough things that were positive that I knew that if I stuck it out long enough, it would work. But it hadn't been on a commercial or a TV or in a magazine. It was not a household name. When I started, we didn't really, I think Facebook was just becoming popular, so I didn't really have social media to brand myself. So it was a lot of word of mouth, a lot of uncomfortable conversations, like approaching people that I knew at church and my family, asking them if they would try it. I got shot down sometimes, and sometimes I didn't. And sometimes I had great friends and family that would just, do it for me because they love me, I guess. I don't know. So time went on, and I wasn't very good at team building. I sponsored one person my whole first year. I really stunk at signing people up. I was not a good recruiter. I didn't know about the relationship building. I didn't know how to share without coming across as pushy, and that just took time for me. So it took me a while to learn how to recruit. It took me 2 years to promote to my first level, which is a royal in our company. Of the Royal Court. We call it Royal Court. 2 years to do that. I was not good at this, but I kept going and I kept trying. 2007, well, actually, let's back up. So in 2005, I signed up. In 2006, I went to my first seminar. I got on a plane, flew to California, didn't know anyone. but I knew I needed to get there for training. And I saw all these women on stage. I saw them getting these awards. I was so inspired. And I remember meeting the owner of the company, Joni, and telling her I wanted to be the state leader in Oklahoma. And that was my goal, and that was my mission. So I worked on that the following year and a half. And in 2007, I was awarded that title of the state leader in Oklahoma. So at this point, I knew that there was huge promise for our company. I love the product so much. I just knew they had to get into the right hands, and that if I stuck it out long enough, people would come around. And over the next few years, slowly we began to grow. There was nothing huge, but slowly. I continued to do the demos, put all the proper structure in place that Joni had taught me to do. I learned how to be a better sponsor. In 2012, I had a group in Lubbock, Texas that was really booming, and they moved me to that next level. I skipped all these ranks and went to what's called a princess. And from that year, my organization did $1 million 2 years in a row after that. So there was about a 5-year span of just consistency, but not a lot of growth. And I remember my husband saying to me sometimes, "Are you really ever going to make any money doing this? Like, how long are you going to keep doing this and putting all this time and effort into it and not really get back what you're putting in?" And I just said, "Honey, just trust me. I promise." I believed in it. I felt like God had put it in my life, and I knew that if I just kept going, that it would happen. And I knew that if I gave up too soon, then good things were still going to happen, and I wasn't going to be a part of it. So I just kept praying, and I just kept working my business day in and day out. The following year, in 2015, after 2 really successful years, our team doing over $1 million, we had a free sign-up month, and a lot of girls signed up. And one in particular on the last day of the month, her name is Kim, and she signed up, and she was just going to be personal use as well. And within a couple of months, she agreed to do a launch demo, and we drove to Enid, Oklahoma, and we did this party, and we met these 2 amazing women that were there. And from that party, there was just a huge domino effect of growth in our company, in Oklahoma especially. And our team did, my team did over 7 million, and these ladies as well, one group did over 8 million and the other one over 7 million too, just in 1 year's time, just because we showed up at a party where people did not know anything about LipSense. So God was so there, and he so planned that moment, and now it's just like an explosion. And I'm so excited. I'm so thankful that I did not quit all those years ago. This business has a lot of highs. Sometimes it has some lows, but the highs always outweigh the lows. And it's so rewarding to watch so many women achieve success on their terms, and to realize that they can do anything that they're capable of as long as they don't give up. So if you're watching this video, and I did have to cut it short to 14 minutes, if you're watching this video and you're struggling, keep your eye on the prize. Don't compare yourself to others. Know that your journey is yours, and God has it all planned out for you. So you just keep doing your thing, keep positive, keep working, keep doing the things that you know you need to do to be successful, and keep sharing, and you're going to be successful too. And I just don't want you to give up. So that's my motto. Don't give up. You never know when it's going to happen, but just stick it out and believe in yourself, and I believe in you too. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that if you are on the fence and you're struggling, that today you'll have a little bit of encouragement that you're in the right place. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, ladies.